I don't know, it hasn't been a year yet. I'm not really
hasn't
sure
been a
how
year,
long it's gonna last.
We've been together for over 3 years now. We are currently engaged, obviously, and we are very willing to accommodate for our each other's lifestyles. Well, more or less, she's
I'm willing to accommodate
for his. Because after we graduate, I'm going into the military.
Commitment is really important in a relationship because why be in a relationship if you're not committed, right?
Yeah.
I guess commitment is really important in a relationship. Like, why be in one if you're not going to be committed?
I'm very committed to a relationship, but I'm not very willing to accommodate my partner's lifestyle to my own because, I mean, I'm too young for that.
For me anyways, commitment's pretty key. It's kind of a part of the definition of relationship.
Believe me, a lot. He called me every day now. And yeah, we think that commitment is as important as the relationship itself.
When I'm in a relationship, I'm pretty committed. I'd say I'm pretty committed.
As far as accommodating my lifestyle to my partners, I think at this point I would not be willing to, just because I'm senior and applying for graduate school.
I'm probably not that committed to a relationship, or wouldn't be that committed to a relationship at this point in my life.
When I'm in a relationship, I feel that I enjoy open relationships.
I don't think I'm committed at all. I don't think I'm ready. Precisely because I'm not ready to accommodate my lifestyle to my partners. I'm not ready to call my girlfriend 50 times a day to check on her if she's alright.
The first question she asked is he tall? Actually, the first question my dad asked was, is he tall too?
They would like him to be a bit taller. When I say they, I mean my mom.
Now, it's funny, I have never been in a relationship, so my parents are kind of worried. They're like, it's time, it's time. Have you been seeing any, girls? Have you been interested in any girls?
My parents are supportive of the relationship.
They're very open to it. They have no problems with it. They love Libby.
Well, my dad is like a very easygoing guy, so he like just wants me to be happy, so he doesn't really care who I date, so he's pretty happy for me. And my mom is like more conservative, and she doesn't necessarily, it's not like really a race thing, she just is like really picky about the people that I date.
My parents support our relationship because they think that my boyfriend has a lot of positive influence on me. And they like him because they think that he's smart, and most importantly, he treats me well. Yeah, my parents, I think it's most important to them that I have a good relationship, I'm with someone who cares about me and treats me well and who has similar goals as me. I think they like that Max is really focused on school too.
My parents, they seem to be kind of like impartial to it. I mean, they care who I'm with, but they see that it's making me happy.
My parents are pretty open with who I date. They have never told me I shouldn't date a certain person. They've always supported me as long as I was happy.
My mom was not supportive. My dad, who's the white one, was supportive enough. But what about you?
My parents just like, you decided to be in a relationship. That's good. It's a good thing for someone in college to want to do that. So, cool.
Surprisingly, they're like, okay, how are your grades?
In the past, my parents have been supportive of all the relationships I've chosen, but I don't think that would always be the case necessarily. I think that ideally they would want me to be with someone of similar background.
I guess I don't really know yet how willing they would be to approve of who I dated, I guess, because I grew up in kind of a homogeneous town, not much diversity, and so I haven't had much experience, I guess, dating outside of people who are very similar to me.
My parents don't know about my relationship, and so I don't know if they would support it. I don't think they would.
that doesn't bother me because it's me, not her.
I don't really care what my dad thinks.
For the most part, I don't think that would really affect my decisions for dating.
My parents' views don't really affect my decisions and what I do, because it should be about me, and luckily they're cool enough to accept whoever I date and whatever that comes along with that.
My parents are important to me, but if I really cared about something, I would do it despite what they said.
I don't really care what my parents think. So.
My parents' views are very important to me.
To me, my parents' views are important to an extent, but I realized that like we grew up in very different cultures, and so it was really hard in high school. But now that in college, I think like my parents are definitely a lot more easygoing about my relationship.
My parents' opinions have a lot of influence on my decision about the relationship. For example, they want me to date someone who are academically more successful than I am, and now I'm dating a potential physics PhD.
I do think my parents, their decision will play a very major factor in my decision. I don't think it's solely my decision to make in terms of marriage. I think in their traditional view, when two families getting married, when two people getting married, it's not about two people, it's about two families getting married.